those of you who don't know us, Creative England is a not-for-profit organisation whose job it is to help to grow and scale creative businesses across the UK, not across the UK, sorry, it's across England. But our focus is very, very much on businesses that are based outside of London. We do this in a number of ways, but one of the principal ways we do this is by helping to address some of the barriers that those businesses face, accessing finance. I'm also here with another hat on, which is that I chair the Access to Finance group at the Creative Industries Council. I was involved in working with quite a large group actually of private sector businesses and trade unions and so on those recommendations that were launched in July earlier this year. Our mantra at Creative England is very much that talent is everywhere, and what it needs to grow is to be connected to money, markets and networks, and that's precisely what it is that we do. And I think in this group, one of my remarks would be that we have seen a tremendous rise in the appetite for investment particularly into technology startups, but that still remains predominantly for those businesses that are based in London. And one of the things that we really need to look at as a country is how we take the greatness that is contained in capital and connect it actually to all of those other talents and opportunities outside of London. We provide help at every stage of a business's growth, but our particular area of intervention is very much at that early stage. And what I would say is that we can see that very small amounts of money make a massive difference to lots of very small businesses. So whether those businesses might be, just at the very early stage startup, whether that's seed funding to develop their proof of concept, or more likely, one of the most common requests we get from businesses are businesses that are in the creative sector, maybe a game sector or a digital agency, who are predominantly a service business, but they're looking to develop their own IP. So they want to carry on, bringing in the money as a service business, but they need some dedicated resource to develop their own IP and grow value within the company rather than just grow turnover. What the problem that they face is, obviously, it's quite difficult for them to make their case to banks. Lots of banks, most banks, they're getting much better at understanding the needs of IP businesses, and I had a meeting this morning with the British Bankers Association, and it's amazing the appetite that banks have to change the way in which they work, and I think they absolutely understand the need to be more sympathetic and understanding and just really have more market intelligence about the opportunity of the creative sector. But at the moment, there aren't necessarily the tools and the systems and the mechanisms that allow them to do that, that help them to do that, that help them to understand how to value IP. And similarly, with lots of businesses, they don't necessarily know how to do that themselves. So if I was to say anything about the current landscape, I would say that I think the government has made massive strides actually in terms of dealing with the issues of the creative sector and finance. And actually, I suppose the issues of small businesses and finance. I think there is quite a lot of help and support out there, both in the public sector and in the private sector. But the thing that is lacking, I think, is a common language. And I think actually where we need to shine a light in terms of help and support is helping to navigate what is quite a complex landscape of finance. That's helping small businesses and large businesses actually to navigate those different things. But equally, it's helping those who have money to meet those businesses, to understand those business models, and for there to be a more productive dialogue between those two parts of the sector.